Last year, senior Robert Winston wasn't able to play football at Boston's English High School, not for lack of talent or injury,
taking a quiz on everything that we've discussed so far,
but because he didn't meet the mandatory 2.5 grade point average for athletes.
When I first started into school, I believe my GPA was less than 1, which is, I like to say, embarrassing. And then I improved. It's not how it should be, but I got it back up.
Winston now has a 1.8 GPA, but he is able to play football this year thanks to a drastic change in school policy. This summer, headmaster Ligia Noriega Murphy ensured that more students could be eligible when she lowered the GPA requirement to a 1.67.
As a team, we need as a team.
I believe in high-performing schools. I believe in high standards. I left a school that has that. But when we don't have the support systems for the students, it makes it more challenging to hold them to a higher standard.
As an educator overall, what role do you think sports should play in school?
It's an important role because they keep the students healthy. We teach them how to become a team player, how to work together, collaborate.
Educators say districts with a choice usually opt for higher academic standards, especially in light of the NCAA's plan to raise the minimum GPA for college athletes to 2.3.
Part of my job is to save kids, get them off the streets, keep them engaged.
Matt Parker is an athletic administrator with Rockford Schools.
To have that many students in just our high schools working with certified coaches and mentors after school rather than going back to the neighborhoods, potentially making bad choices with gang affiliation, potentially selling and maybe using drugs and alcohol. We believe that it's a very positive impact.
Football really saved my life.
So if you couldn't play football, would you come to school?
No, ma'am. I have no reason to.
Senior Contrail Curry, who has a 1.6 GPA, plays football and basketball.
Yeah! Let's go!
Now that he can play sports, he says he's more focused on school, and college is in his sights.
If you didn't have football now or basketball, you really wouldn't be thinking about college.
No, not at all. I wouldn't even be thinking about school, period, really. I'd probably be out in the streets doing something I shouldn't be doing, or in jail, or maybe worse, dead.
Instead, Curry is in class and able to attend the special lunch hour tutoring offered to student athletes. After school, he joins his team, which is seeing somewhat of a turnaround, too. Auburn's football team made the playoffs for the first time in more than 20 years.
It's like they're getting the reward without having to meet the standards. It should be the other way around.
Ted Biondo, a Rockford newspaper blogger, was on the school board in 2001 when the district adopted the old 2.0 requirement for sports.
I played sports. I lettered in 3 sports, but I was also top of my class, so you can do both. To just say, well, this keeps kids in school. Well, if that's the only thing that's keeping them in school, then how does that affect all the other kids, that are there to learn?
Back in Boston, the change to a lower GPA disappointed senior soccer player Ida Cornier, who works hard to keep her GPA above a 3.0.
If they slacked all of last year, they still have a chance to play, which is not fair to those students that work their butts off.
Cornier said she used to help tutor student athletes and believed that the 2.5 GPA motivated some of them to work harder. Even though tutoring is still offered for athletes, she said the lower standard might prompt some to stop studying.
I'm the type of person that likes getting the work done and likes feeling good about my grades and all that. So to me, it's all like, okay, I'm going to school, doing my work. It has nothing to do with GPA requirements.
Did you get a sense that for other students it was like, okay, now I don't have to study anymore?
Yeah, now I can slack off, definitely. I bet a lot of people in this building think that.
Robert Winston, the Boston senior who wouldn't be playing football under the old GPA rule, said he's still working to improve his grades. But the message he got from the school's decision to lower the GPA standard wasn't entirely encouraging.
I'm not embarrassed, but I'm kind of ashamed that the only reason why I'm playing is because she lowered it down, and I couldn't get my GPA up to what they had before. Sometimes I think that the teachers and the headmasters, they believe in us, but then they don't believe in us. But at the end of the day, I'm playing football, and that's the thing I love to do.